telling you, Frank, his hands were so big, and they felt like ice, even through his gloves.
So, Maniac Cop.
Maniac Cop.
Yeah,
Indeed.
What do you think?
Overall, I think it's good, actually. I do like it. It's that classic sort of 80s slasher type thing.
Would you call it a slasher movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a slasher, isn't it? Definitely. Don't you think?
I don't know. I don't know.
Squeak, squeak.
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I just think it's more
Well,
of
everybody dies in it. Everyone gets killed with a fucking knife.
Yeah, but it's not your traditional slasher movie. But I know. Yeah, I'm not making much sense here. I know it's hard to explain. I just don't think it's a slasher movie.
Well, he's a stalker essentially.
Yeah.
But he's like a Jason. He's like a.
Yeah, but Jason was just some deranged nutter that was going around killing people. Whereas him, there's a backstory, isn't there? I think it's more like I don't know, like a thriller. I don't know. There's a backstory to it, and it's just.
Yeah, but then Jason's got a backstory too, hasn't he?
Maybe. You might have a point.
It's good though.
Let's just go with a slasher movie. Okay.
First points I like about it, set in New York City.
Yeah.
Immediately, I like that part of it.
Yeah.
Because it's already got character straight away.
Hmm.
So we start in New York, start at night.
Yeah.
And it's not long before our pal's introduced, is it?
Yeah. I like it. You know, when the girl obviously is walking down the street, she comes out the bar, and the two boys try and jump her.
Yeah.
If you actually look at it, I know it's insignificant, but I think the way the scene was done, the way she's like wrestles out of it, I think it's quite well done actually. It didn't look naff. Basically, it looked really good. Just the way she threw them off. She threw him against the car. I just thought it looked good.
Yeah.
I thought it was well done.
That was a good example of the action, really.
Yeah.
Although a minor action, but it did look good.
Yeah.
But then weirdly, it gets undercut by sort of odd little moments.
Yeah.
So she gets away, or so we think. Yeah. She's heading through the street. She gets to the park where she spots a policeman.
Yeah.
Which is always good when you're getting mugged. And they stop, and they're hiding behind something or other in the park. And she goes running up to our friend here.
Yeah.
And thinking that she's going to get a bit of help, but she's wrong.
Don't they hide because they see the cop?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but they stay to watch, which is a little bit odd. You'd be thinking they better get out of there, but
yeah. What do you think of the first kill?
I thought it was good actually.
Yeah,
I thought it was good. So she's there. She gets grabbed.
Yeah.
No weapons involved in this time.
Yeah.
Just good old
strangulation.
Yeah. Exactly. Classic. Yeah. I thought it really good because when he breaks her neck, and he just tosses her down, she looks like a little rag doll. She just goes bang, it's the floor, and I was like, "Oh, really good actually." Didn't look cheap. I thought, you feel the impact when she hits the deck. You feel the impact of her going down, which is good. I thought.
Yeah. Well, what about like the introduction to him? Do you think it was good? Because all his face was shaded out.
Yeah, he's backlit.
Yeah. And then you just see a reaction,
the classic silhouette.
Yeah.
Which is why they've got such a big actor to play it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Robert Zadar.
Robert Dazar. Yeah, no, I thought it was a good start, a good introduction. And then that leads us on to obviously when they're inspecting the body, we meet McRae.
Yes, McRae. Yeah. Who's our main cop throughout the whole thing, really.
And you got the slimy what's the doctor?
Oh, the coroner.
Yeah, coroner.
Oh, he loves his job, doesn't he? Yeah. So we meet him in the coroner's office.
Yeah.
And the coroner's expecting him to come along and have a little look at the body.
Yeah.
And he's a bit too familiar with his work.
Yeah. I know. But I think McRae's a good actor.
What's the quote in it? Look at the size of those hematomas. Yeah. Something like that.
Take a look at the size of those hematomas.
It's good because it kind of undercuts the serious tone, if there is such a one.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see that there's a bit of satire in it, and it's you're not supposed to be taking it too seriously.
I think watch with the director or the writer. What's his name?
Oh,
Larry Cohen.
Larry Cohen, yeah.
He said he wanted to make it a bit funny, didn't he? He didn't want to make it too serious.
Yes, yeah. So we watched the making of, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I hadn't actually seen any of these films. All I remember is seeing as a kid, literally at the end of the first one in the warehouse.
Yeah.
And I just remember seeing a little clip from that.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
So you never saw this when you were young?
No.
Okay.
It was one of them films, when we said about going into video shops and stuff
Yeah.
when we were kids. And you'd see all the old horrors lined up that you couldn't get out unless you had, like, an older mate of your sisters or something like that could go and get it for you. Or my mum. She's pretty good like that. But that was one that was always on the shelf, but I never got to see.
Yeah.
And then it was just on TV at one point growing up. But,
it was an
I couldn't really remember it. So
was it 18, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be an 18 now, would it? Be probably 12, 15.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I'll say 15.
But the kills are really good.
Yeah.
Because they use blood packs, don't they?
Okay.
Rather than there's no CGI in it.
Yeah, that's good.
And so when you see the gunshots, it's actual explosive blood packs, which looks so much better.
Yeah.
So that's quite convincing.
So is that what they used when the real cop pulled up to that woman and she shot him in the head?
Yes.
Because when he goes back, you can see.
You can. Yeah. If you slowed that down frame by frame, you would see the pack.
Yeah.
Sort of go on the back of his head, but it looks really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
No, that's a good scene. So what you so going back to the start with the kills, you said your favourite's the one where the guy's running down the road and he gets
Yes, yeah. Well, who else do we get before that? So is this the is that a woman in the car as well? No, the young couple in the car. The young couple in the car.
Yeah.
Should explain that we've watched all three of these films in the past week.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying not to cross wires here.
Yeah.
Because as you go through the story of all three, they start to blend a little bit.
I know. But that's good in a way because they use the same actors, don't they? It's the same producer, same writer. But
Yeah. The young couple in the car pulled up at the lights.
Yeah.
And
then
they get pulled over by a cop.
Yeah.
Who ends up being our mate Matt Cordell.
Yeah.
As we find out.
And then the funny bit is when he pulls out his knife, and then we watch.
Yes, he's got what we would call here a kosh.
Yeah.
But was it a billy club in America? I think it's a billy club, isn't it?
Or truncheon, or club.
Well, we say truncheon.
Yeah. Yeah, but he pulls out the knife, doesn't he? And then we watched it again.
Yeah, his one's a little bit special, isn't it? His one is not standard issue.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have said.
Yeah.
Don't think they give it out to the New York cops.
Yeah.
No, but you get an introduction to him in the beginning credits, don't you? Where he's putting everything on. And he's getting the uniform on.
Yeah, of course.
Buttoning the shirt, buttoning the jacket.
Yeah.
Putting the handcuffs in, and then he's loading his spare shells in, and so all that already is quite a,
No, it was a good.
They keep him mysterious throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, which is good.
We don't get to see him, do we? Until such a point later on.
Or in a warehouse, isn't it?
Well, that's the very end, but also when he's when we sort of find out his backstory somewhat.
Oh yeah. When you see him,
why he is the way he is.
Before his injuries.
And during.
But I thought that bit though with the young couple when the guy gets out of the car. You remember when he pulls out his knife?
Yeah. So he's getting
slapping him around.
He's getting
It's like, where's the knife gone?
As he says nothing, does he? He's like, out you come.
Yeah.
And then he gets him to start doing a drink driving test, and that's what it is, a sobriety test on the side of the road. So he's all like that. And I think it's as he's going to touch his nose. And he's like, I can't afford to lose the.
But he doesn't talk in this film, does he?
No.
So how on earth he can't talk, can he?
No.
So how did he tell that guy to do? I know we shouldn't really.
He didn't, did he? He was just. He doesn't need to. It's kind of like point at the line. Okay. Here's the line. Get walking.
I'm digging here. I'm digging.
But But then that kid doesn't come off too well because he slashes his throat with his knife kosh.
No, doesn't he? No, he slaps him about, doesn't he? He gives him a left and he gives him right. And he pulls
the knife though.
Yeah, but he doesn't use it. If you look at it closely.
I know, but I think that is more of a error than.
Okay.
than a.
So he slaps him about, but
he pulls it out because that's what makes the girl scream.
Yeah,
but then in the next it cuts to her, and then when it cuts back,
Okay, he's just slapping him about.
I think it's supposed to be him slashing him.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be because then when he throws him onto the windshield, that's when you see all the blood go everywhere.
But isn't that blood from being hitting the
That's a
windscreen?
shitload of blood, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but it's an
For just-
80s horror film.
I suppose so. But then she decides that that's enough of that, and she's out of there.
That's nice.
So
though,
she
isn't it?
jumps into the driver's seat, and
Why
off
don't
she
she
goes.
get out and help him?
I think she was wise to stick with her plan. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think.
Yeah.
But then she gets away.
No, she does. You don't see her again, do you?
That's what I was thinking. Do you see her again, or does she report?
Oh no, she does.
She's the one that
She does
reports it,
report
isn't
that
it?
to the
And
cop.
but then there's no real description of him, is there, at that point? Because she hasn't seen his face or anything like that. It was
I think they
just
just say
a
6 feet tall.
yeah, big guy,
Yeah.
police uniform on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like 6'3", 6'4", they keep saying about.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it, really. I think it just sort of starts to put them on the trail as to the possibility. Because in the first kill with the girl, the two blokes that were chasing her, they're the ones that get caught next day. I think because when they were chasing her, there was a bloke who didn't really seem to give a...
Yeah, no, he
didn't seem to care, did he?
When out his bins.
Yeah, putting out his bins,
Yeah.
and she runs past screaming. He's just like, I don't know, bloody kids.
Yeah. Well, McRae knew it was cop though, didn't he? He had the sixth sense from the start. Because
they said it was. They were like, "It's one of you, man. It's one of you."
Yeah.
Which almost is the same line in the second one, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But yeah. So they get pulled in, don't they?
They do.
And that's when they say it was a big cop.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's literally only McRae.
But the commissioner doesn't want anything to do with that, does he? He tells McRae, keep it quiet, you'll do as you're told.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't need that kind of heat, does he? He doesn't want New York thinking that there's bad cops running around killing people.
Yeah. Because no one suggested the name Cordell at that point, have they?
No. So when does that come in?
That comes in with the wife, doesn't it? Do you remember the wife, Sally Nolan, the one with the cane, the leg?
Yeah.
Because he goes and sees someone, doesn't he? And he says, "Oh,
no, hang on, yeah."
No, but he's looking.
We are jumping around a little bit.
Yeah, but he's asking about Cordell, isn't he? But I can't remember where that comes from actually.
Well, I think the next time we then get introduced to Bruce Campbell, don't we? Jack Forrest.
Yeah, because what happens first? McRae goes to the pub. He meets that news reporter. And he tells her to publish the story.
Yes.
And that's when they're saying it's a cop killer about, and that's when the innocent cop gets killed by that old lady in the car. Remember when the blood comes out.
Yes, because word is now going around.
Yeah.
Because she's put it out there.
Yeah.
So now everybody's scared of cops.
Yeah.
No one's stopping for cops.
Yeah.
And then this one lady gets pulled over.
Yeah. And
the poor sod gets blown away, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then Bruce Campbell comes into it.
Then he comes in,
and I honestly thought when I first watched it, I thought he was the killer.
Did you?
Yeah, because at the start of the film, like you said, because he was doing up his uniform.
Yeah.
And then it starts with Bruce Campbell doing the exact same thing.
Which we do see his badge at that point as well. I should add.
Yeah. One thing that baffles me in that scene. Because, his wife, obviously he's having an affair, but the wife doesn't know. But when he goes out of the house, who is that woman that calls her?
He went out again, didn't he?
Who is this? Why do you keep calling me?
Why does Jack keep killing people? Is he gonna do it again tonight?
Why do you keep doing this to me?
Good shout. Because the wife either thinks he's running about or he is the killer, but she actually thinks he's the killer.
Yeah, but who's that
else?
woman?
Well, I don't know, but she's called a couple of times, hasn't she?
Yeah.
I think it's Cordell's
Sally Nolan
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sally. Is that the character's name? Sally?
Sally Nolan, yeah.
Yeah.
So why are they trying to frame Jack? That's another thing I don't understand.
Because she doesn't want him to get caught. So I think she's trying to get the heat onto somebody else.
Okay.
So that he can just continue his rampage.
So they've selected him, basically.
Yeah. It's like the fall guy for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just thought
Which I suppose wouldn't really count because once he gets banged up and then the killings carry on, they'll be thinking, "Oh, we've got the wrong geezers." So
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It would have. It would have been
we
nice.
might have that wrong. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they
We'd have
might
to
have put
watch
that
it.
story in it, but they just haven't put it in the film, right? That's what they do. They might have had that story, like they might have said, "Look, we have to frame someone." It would have been just nice backstory because they do seem to want to frame Jack, and we don't really know why. It just seems a bit bizarre.
It's a good point actually because is it maybe more of because they're making noises about it, like other people are making noise about this killer,
Yeah,
and the commissioner is trying to cover up his tracks anyway because he framed him, didn't he? That's
Yeah.
basically what happened.
yeah,
He framed him because he was
And-
Cordell was on to them.
yeah,
So he had him put into jail for trumped up charges, wasn't it, basically? And killed him there. So I reckon that's why.
yeah. But if you that scene when,
Or at least maybe a possibility as to why.
yeah,
So maybe I don't think probably was, but that's another possibility is that it's someone inside the force
yeah,
that's telling his missus that it's him to frame him, so it's another cop framed
yeah.
because
Because
they wanna keep
if
the
you
heat off
remember,
him.
when Jack Campbell leaves, Bruce Campbell, Jack, when Jack leaves and goes to see his mistress,
Yeah.
Maniac Cop grabs the wife. So Maniac Cop's in the car. So do you remember the wife comes in? She's obviously they're in the bed having sex.
Yeah,
And
but
then she leaves. And when she's walking back to her house, Maniac
it's
Cop
in the
grabs
van,
her.
yeah.
I know, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So maybe it probably was Sally Nolan that called then. So they deliberately targeted him.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That
the
probably
more
explains it
plausible
more,
thing, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I would have said that is it.
Yeah. You
But
don't
then
really
maybe
see
they're
what happens to Lou. Oh no, he slits her throat, doesn't he? And puts her back on the bed.
Yeah, you don't see that.
Yeah.
All you see is she gets pulled into the van, it screeches off,
Yeah.
and then and obviously they leave and he
Yeah.
goes back and plants the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I honestly thought Jack was the killer. But obviously, yeah, as soon as Maniac
That's good.
grabbed the wife. Yeah, I know, it's good.
Because obviously that's what it was going for.
Yeah. And then the second, the lieutenant, the big bloke, the one with the skinhead.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that he might have been. So maybe
He's proper
Yeah. Did you think
he's
that?
like a bit of a not a caricature, but he's a bit like that, isn't he?
But did you think that it might be him? Or is it just me being
He's
naive?
big enough, isn't he? He sort of
Yeah,
fits
yeah.
the profile, and it makes sense for him to want to frame him.
Because he was retiring. I thought, oh, he's retiring. Maybe he's just gone a bit loopy and he just wants to go out in a blaze of glory. That's what I thought.
Plus, he's a part of that whole corrupt
Yeah.
section, isn't he, with the commissioner?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they were working together on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still trying to work out
I think so.
how Cordell's name came into it. Because I know when he went to see Sally Noland, he only went there
it
because
comes
he saw
into it
he was looking at Cordell and someone said, oh, that Cordell was a good cop.
What's the main copper's name?
Matt Cordell.
No.
McRae.
McRae, sorry, yeah. Something he finds out, I think, that he was in a relationship with that Sally. So he goes to
Yeah, but a guy tells him that when he's looking at Cordell's file. He said, "Oh, he was a good cop. Shame about his wife, because when he got sent
Oh,
down."
okay. So why did we get to that point?
Yeah,
Fucking, I can't remember.
yeah.
Is that thing on?
Cordell, what?
Look at that little beauty. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's annoying now.
We need to dust in here, Steve.
I don't know. Cut that bit out.
No.
What was I going to say? Yeah, no, it's baffling. I can't remember now. Cordell.
I can't remember the link.
remember.
This is the problem. We've watched all three in quick succession.
Oh, yeah,
So to try and remember the finer points, I'm getting muddled
maybe
with the
he's
other
just
ones.
doing an officer profile, and Cordell, because he's 6'3", he just met it, and he probably thought, "Who's this Cordell?" No, because he. Okay, we'll move on. We'll come back to it.
We'll have to come back to it.
Yeah.
Review your notes. That might, that might give us a clue.
I don't put it on. Yeah. So what did you think of Bruce Campbell anyway? Do you think he's a bit of a caricature?
He was. What is this? What was it? 87, is it?
87, yeah.
87.
Because when did Evil Dead
Yeah.
come out? Evil Dead 1 and 2.
That's early, isn't it?
Well, Evil Dead 1. I thought Evil Dead 2 was late 80s, wasn't it?
You know, I'm not sure because I'm not sure if he's done this before or after Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Because Sam Raimi's got a cameo in this and 2.
Boy, Maniac Cop.
Yeah, he's the reporter.
Is he?
He's the reporter at the St. Patrick's Day parade.
And so this year's St. Patrick's Day parade continues on schedule, despite speculation that the parade may have been cancelled due to fear of violence.
Okay, I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
So he's in this one. He's number 2 somewhere, and then his brother is in the 3rd one.
I just want to make
As a reporter.
make one reference to number 2. Did you see when she grabbed the chainsaw?
Yeah,
you think that
which
was
is very Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, yeah.
Yeah, it's completely Evil Dead.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
Which I did like that.
Yeah.
I do like
No,
2.
I didn't think
I do
that-
like
yeah.
2 best, but
Yeah, 2 was
we
good.
can't go into that yet.
Yeah, but it was good. So you thought Bruce Campbell was okay casting it? I just think it lessened the film.
He's got that sort of slightly goofy quality that I think they wanted.
Yeah.
And he is a good actor. They're all decent, to be fair, considering it's not high. It's not a big budget film. It's not a high profile film.
Don't you
They
think
they
we-
knew they were making a budget slasher style film.
Yeah, but don't you
And-
think like it's like he's laughing at the film when he's acting. It's like it's one piss take.
I think he tries to play it quite straight.
Really?
There's
I
there's
think maybe
one.
it's just his expressions. Maybe it's just the way he acts.
Well, like you say, one of his expressions at the end where he's getting pulled up off the floor.
Yeah.
He does a whole.
It's good.
Like a
It's
bit
just-
of a
it's
bit of
definitely
an
old-
Ash
the original
impression.
Jim
That
Carrey, isn't he? Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it's got a bit of that
Yeah.
quality, I suppose. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's that kind of thing. But
And what do you reckon about the leading lady, Theresa Malloy?
How you doing, beautiful?
she's hooking, isn't she?
Yeah.
Prostitution.
Yeah, and he said, "How did you? Who
And
did you tell about you and Jack?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she sees him face on, doesn't she?
Yeah, yeah.
Like right in front, because he grabs her and she manages to get away.
Saying bye, squad.
Yeah. Can we just talk about that? That's
Which is another thing, because that's where we find out his kind of supernatural abilities,
Yeah, well,
because he gets shot several
nine times.
and she says, I shot him in the head several times.
Yeah, which we didn't see. It was more in the chest.
Well, there's no physical.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Don't you
ramifications for
think
that.
this? Don't you think this film? Like, it's like, because he's not a supernatural being. He's supposed to be. He hasn't like risen from the dead. He's just survived. The doctor's patched him up, so you don't know if he's a.
Yeah,
It's a bit confused basically.
it is. He was technically brain dead, wasn't he? He was
Yeah, he's
brain
got
dead,
brain damage.
but he wasn't dead.
Yeah, but he's still not. That's the thing. He's not supernatural though either, is he?
No, but he kind of has a supernatural quality in this film. You can't get away from that.
Yeah. And the way he just launches people everywhere.
Well, he's got, got a crazy amount of strength as
It's like
well.
with one hand, they go flying through the air.
This is the thing. I think that's why, and I'm going to go, not digress, but go ahead in time a little bit, is what number 3 is about, I think.
Yeah.
The whole shaman. Is it a shaman? I suppose he is, isn't he? That
Shaman?
geezer. Shaman, the bloke who brings him
Oh, Candyman.
back from the dead. Oh, you thought it
Oh,
was
yeah,
Candyman.
it does a bit of voodoo magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That plays into the whole supernatural quality a lot more.
Yeah, but he's like that in the first one. That's what I'm saying. I just think it's a bit. They
I
should
know. That's why I think they're kind of explaining it as they go
Yeah.
further on.
Yeah.
They're almost sort of not backtracking, but just backfilling the
Yeah.
story and just.
Yeah. So you were happy
Yeah.
with him getting shot 9 times, not flinching, no blood coming out of him.
Well, I mean, you got to have a bit of mystery, ain't you? Otherwise,
I mean, it could be
he'd
where-
just be a cop who got shot.
He could be wearing a bulletproof vest for all we know. You don't know, do you?
That's what they said, though. I think he even mentions the bulletproof vest. Then she goes, I got him in the head several times, or whatever many times
Yeah.
she says. So
Okay.
They kind of explain that straight away, I think.
Okay. Okay, we'll put it down.
I
to
suppose that's when they
Best.
know they're up against something different.
Yeah.
And it's not something that can be killed easily.
Yeah. Do you think he should have had a few more words, or just few words, full stop?
I think that's what adds to the mystery, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like Michael Myers as well, isn't it? Very similar thing.
Mm.
It is a very similar thing. He is his own character.
But if you knew we were going to do a trilogy, then a bit like the Freddy character would have been good with a voice, I think. Because he speaks in the third one, doesn't he? He says a word. At the end, he says a word. He goes, I can't remember. Do you remember behind the altar?
He said, well, in number 2, he says his name, doesn't he?
Yeah, he goes, Cordell. But in the third one, he speaks clearly.
What does he say in the third one?
Do you remember when the guy brought him back who does the voodoo and Robert Davey?
Yeah.
Character, and he's basically got the shotgun, and then he moves out of the way, and Maniac Cop's behind him with his shotgun, and I thought he says something like, he says something I can't remember.
Does he? I didn't think he said anything in that. I know we're jumping all over the show here, because we're supposed to be talking about 1,
but
but
we're just referencing that.
But 2 is really good.
So,
well, yeah, we ran off track again, didn't we? We do that a lot.
So hold on. We're talking about, obviously they find out it's Cordell.
We're with Sally, basically. He goes and visits Sally downstairs.
Because Teresa Malloy told him that she told Sally about her and Jack. And that's how he connected the two together.
Yeah. So he goes down, he says, we've never really met, and he has a little chat with her.
You know, we really should know each other. We've probably been passing each other in the halls for years. We do have one friend in common.
Who's that?
Officer Mallory.
Teresa.
She had a close call this evening.
Why? What happened?
Well, she was working undercover vice, ran into a psycho. It's a mess.
How is she?
It's okay.
Oh, thank Jesus for that. She's a fine girl, that one.
I knew you'd be relieved to hear she was okay.
Yeah, we should all have us a beer together sometime, get to know each other.
Sure. We'll all be inseparable.
He kind of confirms his suspicions somewhat. So then he decides to follow her, doesn't he, after she gets off shift?
Yeah. Goes to the old Pier 14.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's when you see them two talking. Sally and Maniac Cop.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. And that's when we find out they're in a relationship.
Well, I wouldn't call it. Would you call it that?
What's got into you, Matt? What's changed you so? I said that I'd stick by you, and I will. But you gotta stop this killing. Just only save it for those that did wrong to you.
Yeah, what do you reckon of the backstory? Like, he goes, oh yeah, he got sent down, then she threw herself out a window. Why would you do that? Because he gets sent to prison.
Because she was madly in love with him.
Yeah, well, just go and visit him.
She's not that kind of girl, though, is she? She's just a bit mental.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, as well, when she's talking to him at the pier, I don't know, I know they wanted the intrigue with him, but I just think, like, he could have said a few words. I don't know, it just seemed a bit...
No, because it keeps the mystery to the character without him speaking. I think that's better.
Yeah, but the mystery reveal, which we'll talk about, I don't know. So I don't know. We'll talk about it in a bit. You know, the face reveal and all that sort of stuff. I just think it was a bit underwhelming.
I think because it's like you need to leave more to the imagination.
My daughter laughed at it. That's how underwhelming it is.
Yeah, she's got a higher tolerance than we have.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't like American Wealth in London.
That's ridiculous.
Shocking.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, he tracks her to Pier, what is it, 14?
Pier 14, yeah.
And he witnesses the conversation between the two of them.
Well, the one-way conversation, yeah.
The one-way conversation. And she's against him doing all the unnecessary killing. She confirms really to the audience that what he's there to do is to take down the commissioner, the mayor, everybody that set him up and sent him to prison.
So why is he killing all innocent people then? What's your theory on that?
I don't know. I think he enjoys it. Oh, they say, don't they? He enjoys it.
maybe he just thinks that I've protected all good people, nothing's happened. I ended up in jail, so he's just going to kill anyone, basically.
Yeah, he's off his head, isn't he?
He's got brain damage.
He has got brain damage. That's the problem. You can't blame him for that.
Yeah, and then actually one of the best scenes of the film is obviously, I think after that, when
So he classically,
yeah,
he makes a clumsy noise,
yeah,
and then she's turning around going, "Who's there? Who's there?" And she's going nuts.
she's quite feisty there.
She
Isn't
just
she gets out
she
a
goes
gun,
mad.
starts firing away. Yeah.
Exactly, just firing blindly
Yeah.
at which he doesn't take any cover as well. I'll point that
The
out.
bullets are literally
He's just like,
but the bullets are literally ricochet near his head.
yeah, yeah.
Who's out there? Answer me!
You get the old classic flashes of ricochet, and then he's just like,
And then he
I
backs
better go.
off.
I'm going to get shot.
And then another classic is she turns around and he's just disappeared.
Matt?
Like it's not exactly a very mobile mover, is he?
I'll tell you what, that's where one of the funniest lines is when he's leaving and he's got his gun out and the security guard,
Yeah.
it's just a security guard, I think,
Yeah.
comes out.
Hey, you, what are you doing? Whoa, take it easy. What are you doing?
I had to take a leak.
You always take a leak with a gun in your hand? It's a good way to blow your balls off.
It was good. It was good.
There's a few good lines like that.
Yeah. There could have been more, but yeah, it was good.
I think the ones you get are little gems, actually. They're very quotable. I like them.
You gotta be wrong.
You want to see the pretty pictures?
Yeah. And then obviously,
So suspicions confirmed. He knows it's Cordell because she's saying, Matt, you've got to stop all this unnecessary killing, and kind of giving him a little bit of exposition that he needs, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think it all goes a bit haywire from there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the next scene's a good bit because obviously he goes off and obviously she's left, but then doesn't it cut to him when he's on his own in a warehouse and he has a flashback about how he was that the next scene?
I don't know if it's the next scene, but yeah, I think it's close to that.
Yeah,
It might be the next
I
scene.
thought that was well done. That
Yeah, that's when we first see the
Yeah.
backstory as to what happened to him in Sing Sing, as they keep saying.
Yeah,
They don't say prison.
yeah.
Here you are. More about Cordell than you got time to read.
He was my hero.
Yeah, Matt believed in the old saying, shoot first and ask questions later. He was kind, though. Gentle enough if you got to know him.
Did you?
Well, I hate to admit it, but he used to like to come in here and look at his clippings, just like you're doing. He kind of liked being a celebrity.
It's a real shame about what happened to him.
It was a crime what those politicians did to him. Putting him in Sing Sing with all those criminals he'd been chasing all those years. It was like handing him a death sentence.
Yeah, they say he violated people's rights. I guess even killers got rights, huh?
They murdered him, those bastards down at City Hall.
But it was good the way that they'd done it with the camera and they'll get all the cell mates looking down at him.
Everything's done in slow-mo, innit?
Yeah.
So he gets taken into prison. All the inmates know he's a cop,
Yeah,
obviously, which I think they're almost told in advance as well, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because they want him dead, don't they?
yeah. The commission.
So he doesn't last long. And he ends up
Yeah.
in the showers. And that's where he meets his demise, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought that was shot well though, wasn't it?
It's good. It's all
Yeah.
in slow-mo.
Yeah.
But I think it's like 3 guys on him.
Yeah, yeah, but the slow mo, they have to do it in normal speed, and they just slow the action down, don't they? They don't just film that in slow mo.
Yeah, well, film it in a higher frame rate, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For that to be in a high frame rate, for what they did, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, because it looks believable.
Yeah.
Like when he's throwing people against the wall and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
It looks pretty good. Also, because he gets the better of them for the most part, and
Yeah.
then he gets shanked.
yeah.
Then he right in the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
At least a gaping hole in his
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, the brutal bit's though his face, isn't it?
Yeah,
just
because that's
standing
what
there.
knackers him, puts him on the floor,
Yeah,
and that's when he
Just
receives
works
his
away. yeah.
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 his-
But I thought that was really good because one slashes him here, and then obviously that it's like half a Chelsea smile or something.
I think that's
goes
the
up.
worst one because
Yeah.
the rest is quite quick, and you're not really seeing what's happening.
Yeah. But you got that sound.
But then the
haven't
last
you? You got
one,
the
where it's,
sound.
like you said, it's half a Chelsea smile. It's like up there. Oh,
Yeah.
Chelsea smile.
I thought that was good though.
What you saying, Glasgow?
Yeah.
Glaswegian smile as well, isn't it?
That's a region smile, yeah. But I thought it was good. I thought it was well shot. And it was good backstory, wasn't it? Like, you know what happened
Good.
to
You
him.
know what's happened to him now.
Yeah. And you sort of got an idea of what his face is going to look like as well.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
It was
all
all the
scarred up.
practical effects in it are really good.
Yeah.
I like the look of
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
All the blood looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was good to see that.
Yeah.
The only downside is we see that scene 2 more times in the sequels.
In turn 3, yeah. Yeah, but you said in 3 they had production issues and I ran out of
3, they
runtime.
had to fill it, didn't they? They got to about, I think the first rough cut was something like 53 minutes or 54 minutes, something like that.
It was around 20 minutes, that film. 24 hours.
Yeah, I know. And you just get repeats of
The second
scenes
one
from the
as
first
well.
and second one.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the greatest 3.
So after that, then what happens after that? Jack Campbell's arrested, isn't he? Jack Campbell. I keep saying Jack Campbell.
You got a hybrid.
Jack
Forrest.
Yeah, what happens with Jack again after that? How does he get arrested again?
He gets arrested because when his wife's killed, they go and search his apartment.
Oh, he's already arrested, yeah. So he said
and when they search his apartment,
yeah.
they find his wife's been keeping a diary, and she's got all of the newspaper clippings of the murders.
Yeah.
And she's physically written in her diary that she thinks her husband is the killer.
So that's when Matt Cordell, after that scene about the flashback, that's when he goes to the station, isn't it? With Jack Campbell's in there, and McRae comes in. That's when he goes on a rampage, isn't it?
Is it that point?
I think so.
Because the parade is coming in, we're sort of nearing the end, aren't we? When the
So
St.
that's what I'm
Patrick's Day.
saying. So at the station, the parade's on. So the mayor commissioner are there, and then McRae comes in with Teresa Malloy, or Jack's girlfriend. Jack sits down. He says, she's going to sit down and interview him. They don't need handcuffs. He goes out, and that's when the carnage starts happening. That's when he just comes in and starts killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's no more killings before him, was there?
I don't think so. But again,
yeah,
watching all 3 within a couple of days sort of throws you off a little bit. But
I remember what happens now. McRae comes in, he sits down Jack's girlfriend with Jack, and then he goes down to see
Sally?
Yeah. Maniac Cop's girlfriend. Yeah, so he goes down, and that's when she starts bashing him. With the with the thing, do you remember?
she
With
gives
the
him a
cane.
proper good kick
Starts
in,
bashing
don't
him with
she?
the cane, and then when she comes out, Maniac Cop's already there because people are hanging from the ceiling.
That was a big miss. Well done.
Yeah, watched it for free. Yeah, twice. Yeah, 2 times I watched this film. Back to
Yes,
back.
because she's that's when she's scared, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lean on me. Come on. We'll go out this way. Come on.
That's when she's terrified, and she thinks because she says he knows I'm no good to him now. He knows I'm no good to him.
Yeah. What's all
So
that about?
she knows she's in
What's all that
trouble
about?
because the secret's out.
Yeah, but
Everybody knows it's him, and they're actively trying to hunt him at that point.
yeah.
And so she can't protect him,
Yeah.
so she's no good to him, and that's when
Yeah,
she
but then
knows that.
Weren't they supposed to get married or something? Didn't he love her, or
Well, yeah,
was it
but
because he's got brain damage?
he's got brain damage, hasn't he? He's got brain damage.
Yeah, I like the bit when he just pulls her through the window glass. You know, he just smashes it and pulls her through the door.
You know what? That reminded me of Nightmare on Elm Street. That.
Oh, at the
Just that
ending?
little, yeah, but
yeah,
done
yeah.
much better.
Yeah, well, the ending's that stupid little window.
I know, but it just had that feel about it.
Yeah, no, it's
yeah.
good. That's another thing as well. Remember they say his hand is cold.
Like ice.
So he's not real, is he? He's dead. Because the bloke said
Exactly.
he died.
He is, yeah.
So he's not real. He's basically a corpse.
It's effectively a walking corpse.
Yeah. But the guy said the doctor that he saw said he brought him back to life.
Yeah, so it's a bit unknown,
What he
really.
should have said is he just started moving, and I checked him. He had no pulse, and he made me stitch him up. I just don't understand it. They should have said something like that. Like the guy wasn't breathing.
They go into it more in. It's 3, isn't it? It's 3, I think.
Well, 3's where
when they go and visit that doctor.
Yeah.
And
No. The first one with Bruce, Jack and Teresa. They go and see it.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
We shouldn't have watched all 3 at once.
Yeah, they go and see the doctor.
It's like one giant story,
and he explains it to them. He said, "What happened?" He said,
it was
he
the
was
first
dead.
one.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Yeah. So technically, he must be just a corpse. He's come back. He's a maniac, dead corpse, basically.
Corpse man.
Yeah, maniac corpse.
New York will do
Maniac
that to you,
cop.
apparently, if you're on the streets as a copper.
But anyway, yeah. So it leads up. So you got the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Yes.
And then obviously they think that Teresa killed all the police, don't they? So she gets handcuffed to the other deputy.
And they think Jack is very much in on it, and he's the actual killer. They still think he's the killer.
Yeah. Well, we just jumped a bit, actually. This is McRae gets thrown from the window first. Because McRae's fighting with Cordell after he shot him 6 times.
Oh, yeah.
And then Cordell...
Oh, yeah, because he lands on the cop car, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Is it the cop car?
Or yellow car, I think. Or taxi.
Oh,
yeah.
I think you're right.
But yeah, you don't see him throw out. Remember, she's in the car, Teresa, and all that you see is...
You just hear, yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the main kills, the main protagonist, pretty much. He is kind of the main protagonist, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was good. That was well done.
Again, another great practical stunt.
Yeah.
And you feel the impact when he hits it as well.
Yeah.
You know, like nowadays, everything's CGI-wise or on wires and things, and you just don't feel the impact, do you?
No.
It almost seems a bit cartoony. They're kind of bouncing around instead. But it just feels like, well, he's it.
That would have been hard to do at night time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they'd delve into a bit more of that
That's what I don't get. When
scenes.
that show we just watched with the director, he said, with New York, you could get away with filming, like no one cared.
Yeah.
Like you tell it, how would they do them stunts? Surely they've had to permit and insurance, right? You can't just say stuntman just jump out from that window and we'll just film it.
Well, they probably had some kind of a set, not a set maybe, but certainly, cornered off a section of a building somewhere.
Didn't he just say he just literally went around New York City filming?
Not all the time, though.
No.
William Friedkin said that a lot of the time as well, when he was filming in New York and stuff.
What, The Exorcist?
No. Can't remember what the bloody film name is now.
Your memory's not good.
Throw me right off. Throw me right off.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he kind of, I think I could feel like he embellished it a little bit.
Yeah.
But they did do a lot of stuff without permits back then.
Yeah, do you reckon you can get away with that now?
No. New York in the 80s was like Wild West anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah. I just like to see the cops' faces, because he did say, like, when we told them we were filming, they were like, okay, but surely they must have said, what's the name of the film, right? But it's just about a cop who's
Probably
a maniac.
don't give them that. Yeah.
It goes around killing everyone.
Although they don't care, do they? They're probably like, yeah, put me in it. I'll tell the
maybe.
wife when I get home.
I think 80's was different, wasn't it? It's just a bit more
different times.
Relax, yeah. So after that kill, go to the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Okay, yeah. So now we're at the parade.
Yeah, and then obviously,
so Jack's on the run because he sends what's her name?
Teresa.
Teresa up.
Yeah.
To go and speak to him.
Yeah.
The commissioner, I think.
Yeah, the commissioner.
There.
Yeah,
because that's when they get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously they handcuff her to that slimy deputy who's.
Oh. He looks really familiar as well.
He just looks the part. He looks the part as well, though, doesn't he? When he starts like perving on her, you just think, yeah, you look like the sort of guy that would do that.
I can't think what he's been in.
Goonies.
No. What was it? Oh.
What was another horror?
I can't remember. I feel like it's a film where he's he's with a twin or something. I can't remember. I'm probably getting it completely wrong, but he felt very familiar anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, he's basically
What did he
cracking
say?
onto her, isn't he?
There's a funny line. I'm sure he did.
I can't remember now.
I can't remember.
He's basically being pretty sleazy with her, isn't he?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna book me.
Well, what's the rush? I mean, we've got the commissioner's office all to ourselves.
And then, so obviously then Maniac Cop comes and he's like, gets his old dagger out, knife.
Yeah, because he's doing his nice relaxed walk down. He's saying, yeah, you know what, I'll tell you what. And then all of a sudden...
With your great attitude, really makes things nice. You know, I'll tell you something else.
But that's what the deputy that's got her handcuffed.
Yeah, because he just gets whacked straight in the stomach, doesn't he?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Because remember, he kills the commissioner first, doesn't he? And then obviously he was walking down with Teresa, and then he stabs him, but then he disappears. And then so basically there's a doorway, not a doorway, like a passageway. He stabs him, so he backs off in his passageway, and then Teresa drags the body past the passageway. You think, hold on a minute, where's Maniac Cop gone? It's like,
he's walking very slowly
behind. It's
behind.
one of those stupid moments, I thought, anyway.
There's a few little moments like that, but then it's not easy to make a film, is it? And to try and think of it, especially on a low budget, where you need continuity people.
They like that ending. How much they would have spent quite a bit on that ending.
Well, no, that's why they hijacked the parade, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. What about the stunt at the end with the van?
Well, that's probably where a lot of it went.
Yeah, and then you've got
Not a lot of it, but
there's quite a few stunts in there.
There's loads of stunts in it.
Yeah, they must have cost a bit.
Yeah. So we're at the parade. He's downstairs and he gets spotted, doesn't he?
Yeah, while the other coppers.
He gets spotted, but that's when Maniac Cop comes down, kills the other coppers.
No, but you got to remember, he only gets spotted because Teresa throws a chair out the window.
Which also looked good.
It did.
There's another thing where I fully believe they just threw a chair straight out the window and onto the street of New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was good. That was well done.
So what happens after that then? Because
she climbs
because
out.
he screams up at her.
Yeah.
The coppers then see him and go to arrest him.
Yeah. And then Maniac Cop just
and he gets he gets thrown into the back of the paddy wagon, doesn't he?
But then Maniac Cop just comes out of nowhere and just starts driving the van. I mean, I don't
Well,
even know.
no, he comes from nowhere, as you say.
Yeah.
Kills those two coppers that are with him. And then that's
but how
it.
did he
Jumps
know he
in
was
the
in the
van.
back of the van? He was inside the building.
He must have seen it. He must have seen the commotion.
Yeah.
He's brain dead, but
lazy writing.
He's not silly.
Yeah, so he drives off. Obviously, poor old Jack's being flung about in the back of the van.
Yeah.
No seatbelt.
No. No such thing as health and safety back then.
But that was good. And then there was actually a good car chase, wasn't there?
Well, yeah, because Teresa gets calls after another copper, doesn't she? And she's like, go, go, go.
Yeah.
And they give chase.
Yeah.
So they've got backup as such because he's with her. So they get to Pier 14.
Mm-hmm.
And we've still got that copper with us as well.
Yeah. But don't you think the car chase before that was good? Because remember, you had the van going through all the streets of New York, and then the van was crashing into cars.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought that was good. They must have spent a bit of money on that.
Yeah, they would have.
Yeah. So I don't think it's low budget.
I think all the action's good in it, though.
Yeah.
I like all of the action. I like all of the kills. There isn't really, although it's not a highly rated film, I don't really know why. It's not terrible, is it? Considering its age, and maybe because it was seen as a bit of a rip-off of kind of the big three. Well, other than Freddy, really, there's nothing really much to do with him. Well, maybe the supernatural side, but then you get that with Jason as well, don't you? And Michael Myers. So perhaps, perhaps it is an amalgamation of all of those, but they just put it into a different character by making it a cop who's out for revenge. So it's a classic revenge tale, really.
Yeah, I thought it was quite big when it came out.
I thought it was good. I think if I watched it as a kid, I'd have been even more impressed.
Yeah, because it was all new back then, wasn't it? Them slasher movies.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if anyone a slasher movie.
It definitely is a slasher movie. Definitely is.
Yeah. No, yeah. I just think the budget must have been six figures.
So does it fall apart a little bit for you in that final scene when we actually get to see Matt Cordell's face properly in daylight?
Yeah, because I just thought it was a bit comical, as in the fact that he's always like gritting his teeth. I just thought he had to do that to make himself look like he was a maniac.
He
or
was
looked a bit.
He was
I mean,
gurning a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, it wasn't scary. It wasn't scary looking. I suppose he was just trying to come across as a lunatic, right? I mean, how would you describe him?
And it's a little bit out of character, somewhat, because in all the other kills, he's very much kind of stoic, isn't he? And he's very quiet and he's methodical and he's confident. Maybe that's the point. Maybe is that he's kind of like finally enraged that it's all going wrong for him.
So you say that was an enraged look,
and maybe that's what he's going for. He's going for enraged.
I don't know. I just think
could have been.
I just think this film. I think the film is actually the premise of the film is really good. I just think that they could have. I think he was the wrong choice. I just think he was the wrong. I don't know. There's just something. Or do you think they've basically thought about the rest of the story and he's just been a side part? They obviously got the character. But but when because we don't really see him, we can just get some big guy to play him. Is that I think they've just let themselves down with that reveal. I don't know.
Could have had a bit more mystery about him, even in the daylight. It's that thing about it's what you don't see that makes it scary, isn't it?
Yeah. But that face was designed to shock you, and it wasn't shocking. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because so I know we're jumping from film to film, but I think in one Jason film where the mask comes off and his face is hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that was would you say that's shocking? But it was unexpected, I would say.
Yeah.
But like this, it just felt the makeup weren't great. I don't know.
Maybe it was just of its time, or like you say, anything could have happened, couldn't it? Budgetary wise, or who was there on the day that they were going to shoot it, and did they have enough time to do the makeup?
Do you think they should have just focused on his
eyes?
Done the eyes, but like maybe bloody, and that's it. But just keep that and the hat.
Yeah,
and that's all you see. You just see
that
the
would have
rage
been good
in his eyes.
Because they did it well in. I'm going to jump again, but in the second one,
they
do that well. Where he's down in Stephen's little pad.
Oh yeah, he was funny. That guy, he was good actor.
He was like Manson, really, when he was like Manson character.
I thought references, isn't it?
I thought it was
references.
I thought it was pretty much kind of harping on that, really.
Yeah,
which is good. I liked him though. I liked him a bit bad. We'll have to do that another time. But in that part where he's all in silhouette again. And he's backlit by like his red sign that he's got on his wall.
We're talking about two now.
We're talking about two now. We've jumped again. But it's good because he's backlit, kind of like this.
Yeah.
And he just looks menacing. And then you just see a little shaft of light in his face, and it looks a lot better than it is.
It's definitely a lot better. But I think if they didn't have that rule on the first one, if they just concentrated on the eyes, then that would have enhanced that bit because we still haven't really seen him from the first one.
Yes, that's true.
And then the second one, you think, we've seen a bit more of him now.
But then I don't think they were planning on the second one. I think it's see how it does, as it is with any studio.
Yeah, he said it flopped this film, the box office. So he's still done a sequel.
Yeah, but box office doesn't really matter because back then it was all like home video and stuff.
Yeah.
So if it did well on that, then he definitely got money for the second, and then he's thinking, I can write a second.
There's definitely more of a budget for the second one.
Because then you're kind of thinking, in the first one, what did we have? What questions do we need to answer?
Yeah.
So you're kind of trying to fill in some blanks and trying to move the character forward and the story forward. And I think they did in the second one.
But I think the second one's
and the
definitely
stunts were awesome again.
Yeah, the second one's definitely the best one. But don't you think I know we're jumping again. We're not going to talk about it in depth. But do you think because it was the same writer, same director, I just think the third one just became stale. The third one.
Yeah.
There was nothing new. I just think they could have developed. Oh, it would have been good if Maniac Cop 3 was about him, just all about him. Like I said, they could have done flashbacks with him before he became
flashbacks that weren't from the first and second film would have been
exactly,
great.
Yeah,
Backfilling.
It's the same actor, right? Same face. It was a good choice to do it then, or a good time to do it, because he wouldn't have aged that much.
Could have just had some backstory about him discovering what the commissioner and everyone else is up to.
That would have been good.
Just simple things like reading some documents and whatever, and then maybe his day in court, that kind of thing.
Or they could have done him actually like busting criminals, but there could have been a hint of him not being as sound-minded as.
I think all money comes into it, though, doesn't it? Because I think it was a UK distributor they had, and I think they put quite a lot of money into it themselves to make sure the third one got made.
Okay.
So they were running out of money, and I think it was Cohen wasn't happy with what was happening. Hence that first rough cut of 54 minutes, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he'd had enough of it by then, I think. I think it's him that's had enough of it.
Yeah. It's just like those stupid things. How can we bring this guy back from the dead? You know, it's just one of those. You know, it's just like all the horror films did it. You know, Freddy, Jason. It's
yeah.
I just think they should have killed him off in the city. Always leave it open. You don't need to kill these people. Well, he was on. No.
Well, we do leave it open at the end of one.
Yeah, but not the
We're
second
going to have to
one.
jump back now to Pier 14, where we left.
Let him go, Cordell.
Therese, get these cuffs up.
The keys.
Hold it there!
Gets in the van and then old Jack.
So he gets in to make his escape at this point, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. Oh, I think because the other cops are turning up
that's loads
probably
of
at this
police
point,
turning
and
up,
that's why.
Yeah.
So he jumps in the truck.
Yeah.
And he heads out towards the edge of a pier.
Well, I think he's just trying.
I think he's trying to get away, but he doesn't.
On, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Jack's like steering him towards the end.
Yeah,
of the pier.
exactly. Yeah. That's
But
it.
I think that it was a good finale.
When we got our final stump. Which looked really good.
It did.
Again in slow-mo, but you know when they're heading off the edge of the pier, and the truck's going over, and then the stuntman, who's Bruce Campbell, obviously, his stuntman, not Bruce Campbell himself, and then he goes, and then he flips over, and for a brief moment, it looks like I'm thinking, is he clear of that truck? Because it don't look like it.
No, because when
and it was only when they come to hit the water, you think,
it's quite well away. Yeah, because when you said that to me, when I watched it a second time, I looked again, but he was quite away from it, wasn't he?
Just for a minute, I was thinking, this may have, if this went wrong, they probably cut away to a different angle and thought, hey, it's all right.
But they've had to do that in one take, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't have had the budget to do that again.
I knew this stunk. So they would have had a stunt coordinator, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's another thing we need to find out.
Yeah. I'd be interested.
Because I imagine they would have done all three of them.
Yeah.
Or at least the second one.
There's loads of good stunts in a second.
So what do we get after both have hit the water, Cordell's down?
And then you got...
Oh, hang on, we're missing a massive part here. We've got to go back yet again. Because as he's driving, he gets lampooned.
Yeah, which you think it looks like it's going to go all the way through his body,
harpooned.
Right? Yeah.
National Lampooned.
And he does make, like at least he makes a noise then.
Yeah, that's the first time we actually hear him.
Yeah.
Which again, he's been shot in the head. He's been shot several times, and yet that goes through him and he feels it.
I know.
Which is a bit weird.
I know.
Because he proper screams in pain, doesn't he, when he gets that?
It looks like it's going to go right through him, right? It kills him. That's what I thought.
It does. It looks like it's killed him. And if it's gone straight through him, presumably almost through the seat as well, through the windshield.
Yeah, but you actually see it go
think
through
it'd
him,
be
or
stuck.
does it just hit his chest?
No, it like properly impales him.
it?
Impales, that's the word.
Well, then no bulletproof vest is going to stop that then. So he's literally a mythical.
And it's pain because he screams out in pain.
Yeah.
So that happens. Then they hit the water.
Yeah.
And then they're all there, kind of. The cops are there. Everything's settled down, and it's tidy up time. And then what do we see?
Then the most stupid ending. Another stupid ending.
You got to have it in this kind of film.
The hand. And that's another thing about it. Let's just go back. The hands. Remember when he stabs the deputy in his stomach, and the film, it's showing his hand with a knife, and it's showing the makeup on his hand. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah, but when he comes out, when he puts his hand out to sea, the makeup's gone. It's just like a pale hand with a bit of bruising on it. So I'm just saying it's not consistent.
Well, the water washed it off, didn't it?
Yeah,
it comes out very, very slowly and grabs the post, doesn't it?
That is stupid, right?
I don't know. I think you've got to have it in this kind of film. I think you're asking too much to not have that because it's sequel bait, isn't it? And if they didn't put it in, they'd be go.
What I would have done.
I think it suits that kind of film.
I would have had a close up of the pier, and I would have just maybe have a hand come around the wooden bit. And that's it. You don't. The way his hand comes out to sea, and it's not even.
It's very slow.
It's terrible.
It's very slow.
It's terrible.
And it's not even in slow mo. I don't think. It's just he just does it slowly. To be fair, he has been impaled and gone off of a pier into.
Oh, maybe I'll give him that.
Into freezing cold New York waters.
I'll give him that. Maybe there's a reason.
And he's got brain damage. Don't forget.
Yeah, and he's a maniac.
So that's a bit of a rough day for anybody, to be fair.
So, what would you score the film then out of 10?
Oh, we're doing out of 10, are we?
Yeah, might as well.
I think you've really got to put it into context as to the type of film it is.
Yeah.
Because it is a bit satirical. But I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not even a guilty pleasure. I'd just throw that on.
It's not a terrible film at all. It's actually quite good. I mean, I think it's well shot. The stunts are good.
And for its budget and stuff, I think it's got to be a 7 or an 8. Maybe not an 8.
You can't
7.
say 7 or 8.
I'm going to go 7.
Like Goodfellas is like a 10. Scarface is like a 9. You can't have Maniac Cop just a couple of points below them.
Why not? 6.5.
I'll say.
I don't think it's awful, and I think you do have to take into account that it's not a massive studio film or anything like that.
No, it is good. I'll give it a 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the 6 is better than average.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's well suited to Larry Cohen's other films, as we found out.
Yeah.
Which we'd like to have a look at.
I just think if they just done the reveal a bit better, just done the eyes, kept more of a
more mystery. Yeah, I agree with that. That would have been better.
And then in 2, you'd be like, "Come on, we still ain't seen his face," because you'd be like, must.
Yeah. Then you're ready to go. I still think the hand bit at the end's fine.
Yeah. I'll give that a 1. That ending. 1 out of 10.
They did it with Jason, didn't they?
Yeah, but Jason. Yeah, but that's you expect that in Jason.
Well, if you think that was bad when you don't like that kind of thing, then let's not talk about the end of 2.
What happened at the end of 2? Oh yeah. Yeah, but technically he's
Which
dead.
I knew was coming.
He's dead.
I absolutely knew that was coming.
One of Jason films or
what in the on the lake?
No, what the? Because at the end. No. Yeah, what happened? 2's like when he.
What at the end of 2? Do you want me to say?
Yeah.
The hand bursts out the coffin.
I know, but didn't happen in one of the other films, Jason or Freddy.
I think that's a bit of a trope that you will see in a lot of them.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it. It was a good film. Maniac Cop 2 is a lot better.
I think number 2's better. I think it looks better as well.
Yeah.
But I think they learnt a lot from the first film.
Yeah.
And by doing that, they kind of got more to work with by having all those questions that they can now answer fill out some story. They probably got, I don't know whether the budget was bigger or not.
We'll have to find that out.
But they certainly know the character more, know where to head with it, and know how to kind of make the story bigger. With old Steve and the lunatic
just touching on too. Why do you
strippers.
think they killed off Jack? Just out of curiosity, like surely he would have wanted to do the whole film. Not unless they got a better actor in Robert, and they just thought he's a bit more. He's got more screen.
I think maybe
presence,
just to
doesn't he?
move the story on, probably because he is into briefly.
Yeah, I won't talk about that killing.
Oh, what the hell? Yeah, let me see. What pictures are they? Yeah, that's kind of setting up for. Here we go. I'm going to set it up.
I just think like it deserved a better killing than that.
All in all, good. I enjoyed it. It made me want to watch the second one.
Yep, which we did.
Which we'll get to.
Yep.
On a different podcast.
Definitely. Okay. End of the podcast.
That'll do it.
Okay. Maniac Cop 1.
Done. In the bag. Look forward to 2.